Cool.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, on the other thing. I can't wait for that. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to Toastmasters Club Pakistan Association Dubai. Let's just do that all over again. Sorry. Assalamu alaikum, dear guests and fellow Toastmasters. My name is Umaima and I am your sergeant in arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to meeting number 101 of Pakistan Association Dubai Toastmasters Club. We are a bilingual club of Area 32, Division I, District 105. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Because we follow the hybrid module, please ensure to turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. And those online, please ensure that you mute yourself at all times and that your video is on. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing on these topics. Please do not crosstalk. Right? Please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting and make sure to mute yourself if not speaking. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, our Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to announce our President Toastmaster, Ms. Wafa Khan. She is an inspiration for all of us. She's a motivator. By profession, she's a learner. Please welcome our Toastmaster President, Ms. Wafa Khan.
Thank you so much, our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Umaima. Welcome everyone to Toastmasters, Pakistan Association Dubai Toastmasters Club. हम एक अजीम club हैं, हम एक शानदार club हैं. We belong to Area 32, Division I and District 105. We have come a long way. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to our successful meeting that we just celebrated 100th meeting. और अब हमारी meeting है 101. यानी हम इतना आगे आ चुके हैं. So, before I begin, let's just get to know our guest because I've got something great to share with you all. हमारी पहली guest जो है मैं online लेना चाहूँगी, Amna Hussain. Amna Hussain, please introduce yourself और बताइए आप Toastmasters में, what brought you to Toastmasters today?
Assalamu alaikum. This is Amna Hasnan, by the way.
Hasnan. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I'm here just because of Amira. She invited me to be here today, and I'm gonna be a silent listener. I would prefer that, so I can, just see what you guys doing. And so far, it's amazing. I'm loving it, and let's see more. I'm excited to see and learn, and
Yes, you will experience a lot of great things today. हम बहुत एक exciting चीज share करेंगे, inshallah. Thank you for joining. Faiza Khanam, please introduce yourself. What brought you to Toastmasters today?
Hi, good evening. Hope you all are doing well. It's my second time here, and Amra invited me. This is second time, and I was excited to be a part of Toastmaster. And yeah, I'm up for the program. Let's see.
Zabardast, fantastic. Right, thank you, Amna and Faiza. Let's go in person. हमारे पास guest हैं, और I would ask one of the guests जो मुझे screen पे नजर तो नहीं आ रहे, but he is a guest. So Adnan Ali. Adnan Ali, what brought you today to Toastmasters? Yay! Well, okay, so where have you been? I'm going to put a different question to you.
I won't say I was in a different universe, but yes, definitely I was in Dubai. So yeah, just going on, and good to be back after a long time. And so do I have to speak in this, or that's fine? You guys are
Yes, I think it's better when you speak in that.
okay. So should I start from the beginning?
You can if you like, but we
Well,
heard-
it's been a long time, almost a year. वापस आया हूँ तो ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे एक परदेसी बड़े अरसे के बाद घर वापस आता है. So it's a great feeling. Love this. And वही पुरानी वाली vibe आ रही है, and I can smell the samosas and chais coming soon and break. वो जो मुझे यहाँ पे खींच के लाई है, सच बोलूँ तो. But it's great to be back with the in the home. Yeah.
Thank you,
वो
Adnan.
मैं थोड़ी सी ऐड करूंगा कि आप कहती वेयर हैव यू बीन, तो मुझे उस बचपन की फेरी टेल याद आ गई. आई बीन टू लंदन टू सी द फेरी क्वीन. मुझे एकदम याद आ गया. वेयर हैव यू बीन.
Zabardast. Before we move on to another guest, I like to mention this. When I came to Toastmasters, every person has an influence. हम सब पे influence होता है. कोई ना कोई, जैसे Dr. Amra has an influence on our guest, and वो लेके आई हैं. One of the things that I did see, and you can all watch on YouTube, the humor speech Adnan ne present की थी, it's on YouTube, and आप वो सब देखें. It is an amazing speech, and that's where I was like, you know, the humor needs to be this. It has a lot of views. I think it is in thousands, 13,000, 30,000. I don't know, but I have always seen different numbers. So I did recommend that to our champion speaker, Eisa. Okay, wo zarur dekhiye. I will share the link to that. It got me into this. And yes, now let's move on to our different guest. Please, आप जरा introduce करवाइए अपना नाम के साथ.
Okay, my name is Shakil Akhtar. I'm basically, I just came to see Dr. Amira here in Dubai because I belong to, basically मैं Karachi से होता हूँ और I'm the Chief Information Officer of Indus Hospital. I'm sure you must have heard the name of Indus Hospital.
Yes.
And the second proud I always have is I'm the first employee of the Indus Hospital.
अच्छा,
So,
माशाल्लाह.
with the
Yes.
vision of a paperless hospital, that was actually bring me to Dr. Amira when she was having medical camps with Pakistan Association Dubai. So I made some contribution to whatever she was doing 2,000 things and I was doing just 2 things. So that's the way I actually joined with Dr. Amira. और जब ये कहती हैं, इन्होंने, मैं आज इनके साथ आया था कि थोड़ी मैं इत्तेफाक से दुबई आया हुआ था, तो मैंने इनसे कहा कि मुलाकात करते हैं. इन्होंने कहा कि मेरा आज कोई क्लब है. बहुत ज़्यादा इंट्रोडक्शन उन्होंने नहीं दिया, लेकिन मुझे पता चला कि डॉक्टर आमरा कर रही हैं, तो मैंने कहा कि कोई इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ ही होगी, तो चलना चाहिए.
And you're right, she has been doing, तो आपने मुझे बता दिया, ये काफी अरसे से 1,000 things करती आ रही हैं at the same time. So she's still doing that. Thank you so much, Shakil Saab. You all have been invited through Dr. Amra. She has done a great job. हमारी club की रौनक. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me share एक हमारे लिए फख्र की बात, एक हमारे लिए you know, a thing to rejoice as a club. हम एक मकसद के लिए काम करते हैं. There's only one mission. उस mission में ये है कि हम, you know, we work on our personal growth as well as we work on the personal growth of others. There's nothing else. There's only this mission to Toastmasters आपको present करता है. And as a club, we have had members competing together. और उसमें फिर जाके हम एक next level पे गए. And you can mark my words, as a president of this club, and I think my ex-com would agree with that, कि हम पिछले 2-3 हफ्तों में हमारी इतनी बड़ी growth हुई है in our personalities, in our confidence, in our abilities, or in our vision as well. मतलब हमें पता है कि there's always, you know, a way to get out of something and be there. और बड़े मजे की बात है, और मैं ये अपने एक नए member Toastmaster के he will explain to you that when we had the competition and we were there, So our winners are, of course, our champion speaker, Eisa. He was amazing, international speech man. Great work, Eisa. He's our star of the event. We had Dr. Amra. She did an amazing job and, presenting, competing, as well as doing a lot of things at the same time. Background mein, wahi 1,000 things, like I agree with Shakil Saab. We had Usman Mufti, who was, always hamare saath. As I remember, he has been there and competing, or ek push milti rahi. And then of course, because of you all, I was there with the courage to do that. And मुझे बहुत अच्छी बात ये लगी कि ईसा ने एक बात बोली कि this contest has given me a boost. Eisa, I'm giving you 1 minute. Tell us all, what happened? You just joined in August. Ab August mein hamare paas aaye the. What happened?
Yes, I mean, I wasn't introduced by anyone. I was just sitting and browsing the net, and I thought that I want to join a Toastmaster. It's been in my bucket list from years and years and years, but I was left postponing it. And then I also thought that I should get closer to my community. Being an overseas Pakistani, I never had the opportunity to get closer to my community, So I thought, oh, this club, it's not only English speaking, they also have the option of practicing in Urdu as well, So I said, that's the place. Let me just go and check the people. I came down here, and the moment I walked in, I decided, I mean, this is the place where I will, hone on my public speaking skills. And after that, sky is the limit. I've been, been guided, been trained. I've been given the stage to do little roles, and that led to another roles. Then I, of course, did my ice-breaking speech and many other speeches. And we had the, I had the privilege to participate in the contest. In the first contest, I think I got the top notch. And again, in the following, I competed our president. But I'm glad that I came the second place, and she was number one. And she didn't say it. She deserved a round of applause. Actually, she did a great job. I mean, when I heard her speech, I said she's going to win it. But thanks to everybody, they're trying to push me as well. To push me into, so I can perform as good as possible. And I'm sure that I'll try my best to, fulfill the desires, at
Yes.
least. Thanks. Yeah.
We will witness his speech again today, and we will see how well he did it. But the best part is, Eisa, it's us two going forward. It's us two going forward. So that's the amazing part. That we are going to the district level. We went last time and we will go again. So, right, let's go to what we are here for. हमारी theme क्या है? अच्छा, ये जनाब बड़ी जबरदस्त theme लेके आते हैं, and I've always liked his theme. So he is here again. And he is an insurance manager, our Toastmaster of the Day, evening insurance manager. He has been members of 2 clubs. He is a member of 2 clubs, I believe now. And अपनी expertise वो with integrity इस club के साथ लेके आए हैं. And he जब वो join किया उन्होंने हमारे club को एक different रंग दिया है, एक presentation दी है. And he's a member, ex-com member as a VPPR. और जब मैंने उनसे पूछा उनकी जिंदगी का मकसद क्या है, तो वो एक चीज बोलते हैं, और मुझे I like it. It says go green. Like go green. So he's green within and he's green out and he's green around. So everyone, let's welcome, put our hands together, our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Maruf. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let's go green, but today we have to go red, or, we need to celebrate love of public speaking. So today I've got a good news and a bad news.
Or Valentine's also?
I'd like to hear first. But first, okay. So bad you're already hearing. My throat is not well, so but I will try to do my best. Okay, so please bear with me. मेरा कुछ गला खराब है और आवाज थोड़ी बैठी हुई है. I think मैंने कुछ ज्यादा बोल दिया था पिछले चंद दिनों में. So maybe that. But the good news is that we are going to celebrate our love for public speaking. And can you all see me in the? Are we good? So, dear guests, fellow Toastmasters, I wanted to ask you something, and please be honest. In your opinion, what is the greatest fear of mankind? What is the greatest fear that we have? Let's wait, Dr. Amran. Maybe if a guest wants to try online here, what is the biggest fear? सबसे ज्यादा डर क्या किस चीज का लगता है हमें? मरने का, maybe. And anyone else wants to try? Okay, let's go to Dr. Amra. In your opinion, what is the biggest fear?
Well, we all have fear of public speaking.
Public speaking. Exactly. Yeah. So that's right. In what I have read and what I have based on some of the great authors, what I have seen is the greatest fear of the mankind is public speaking. And this is why we all are here. My fear of public speaking started from my home. You know, when I was a child, I was judged for every word that I speak in my school, in my home. Don't say it like this. You should have not said this. You should have said it differently. All of those words. But as we grow, we need to master this skill to overcome this fear of public speaking. So इसीलिए आज हम सारे लोग आज यहाँ पे जमा हैं. So moving forward, I'll be giving you some tips, and I will also be sharing with you some of my personal experience on public speaking. Why public speaking is important? Okay, so first of all, it improves communication skills for better interpersonal relationships, boosts confidence, and help us overcome fears and insecurities. It also enhances career development. And I wanted to share with you, when I started my journey of public speaking, in my career, for many years, I used to give interviews. One company to other company to another company. For all those 5-6 years, I used to appear in interviews. But then I thought, no, I have to change this. I want to speak better. I want to make myself better. I want to come into a leadership role. I joined Toastmasters, and then I turned the tables. Now I started interviewing people. So that is something I wanted to share with you at personal level. This is what I got from Toastmasters, and thanks to all of our leaders, the senior Toastmasters who helped me achieve this. So public speaking, it enhances leadership. Leadership skills. It also enhances career development and opens like new opportunities for all of us. It facilitates personal growth, self-confidence, and also develops critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills in us. So that's the reason why public speaking is really important. Now, one thing I wanted to share with you before we move on to word of the day, and word of the day is coming from none other than Toastmaster Omema. But let me share one thing with you before I call her. The most valuable thing that you can make is what? The most valuable thing that you can make is a mistake. So let's never ever be, afraid of making mistakes. That's the most valuable thing, because we can never learn from being perfect. If we are perfect, we are not going to learn anything. अगर हम ये समझ लें कि हमें सब कुछ आता है या हम perfection की तरफ जाते हैं, तो we will not learn. तो हमें ये चाहिए कि we continuously keep on, हमारी एक journey होती है throughout the life, कि we continue to keep learning and learning and learning, and that never ends. So let's call upon Ms. Omema, and before she comes on stage to present word of the day, I've got a question for you. I told you I'm going to surprise you, and surprise is a question. Okay. So the question for you is, and you will be given 30 seconds to speak on that, 10 seconds to prepare. What first inspired you to pursue public speaking? Okay, what first inspired you to pursue public speaking and how that love has evolved? So your thoughts on that? Okay. Yeah. Please, 30 seconds for that, and then you can go forward and take.
So the first time that I publicly spoke was actually when I joined PAD. And there's one thing, it's probably a secret I'll confess today, that I have this, you can call it a weakness or a strength, is something I cannot say no to anyone, right? So then I remember when Dr. Amra, and then I was like, didn't know if I would be able to, commit or do, but I was like, no, I'll do it because, back then it was because I couldn't say no, but I'm glad I did because, it has evolved me in ways that I can't go back to being the same person I was before I joined Toastmasters, especially because my role has recently changed as well. And it's a lot more convincing people and meeting people and, public speaking. So I'm glad that that love is still evolving actually. And so thank you actually. So yes, word of the day actually is a little bit, I can see it, yes. So it is because of our theme, it's called endearment. And in Urdu, you say, the meaning is pyar. It's a noun, right? So the meaning is, it's a word or phrase expressing love or affection. And love or affection. Excellent. So we've got some opposites and some synonyms of the word endearment. It says enchanted, but it's actually endearment, right? So we've got one of them being affection, fondness, love, care, devotion, and liking. And then some opposites being dislike, hate, hatred, or put down. Then we have some examples, but before, we can use these examples. The endearment frightened her even more than the strange preoccupation on his face had done. Then the next one being the tone combined with much coveted endearment of dad got him totally off guard. So endearment. So then before we round robin, I'd like the guests that we have online, if Amna can, no, it's okay. Okay, in person. If anyone can volunteer and like to use the word in a sentence, endearment. Can be in Urdu or English, PR. Endearment.
The endearment of public speaking brought me to this world.
Good one at that. Do you want to? Sorry, so if you'd like to use the word, yeah. Jumle mein, yeah. Endearment. Yeah. Oh. Does anyone else want to try, or we can? Is there anyone online who would? Yes, please. We have a volunteer.
We have always endearment with our work. We have endearment with our families. So affection, all over there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Great. Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope we'll continue to use this word, and please bear with me with my voice today. I'm trying my best, but I hope I'm audible for you and you can clearly hear me. So let's move on. The next segment here during the meeting is the project speeches. Now the project speeches are well prepared. Our project speakers, they work on those, prepare them in advance, and do put in lots of efforts to bring those speeches for you. So online audience and here, request you to please focus, listen them carefully. These speeches were also part of the contest. So these are some of the great work that our Toastmasters are bringing for you. Another thing I wanted to share with you here, and which is another interesting thing. They say it's not what you say, It's how you say it. Every one of us can say anything. But if you say something without making an impact, for me, it's like you didn't say anything. अगर आपकी चीज किसी के जहन में से उतर के उसके दिल तक ना जाए, वो आपकी बात का मफहूम ना समझ पाए, तो इट मीन्स हमने कुछ नहीं कहा या आपने कुछ नहीं कहा. तो इसीलिए जब भी हम कोई बात कहें, anything that you want to say anytime, please make sure कि आप उसको अपने दिल से बोल रहे हैं. बात ये कुछ उर्दू में कहते हैं कि जो दिल में उतर if you can help, असर रखती है. Exactly. So another tip कि बात जो दिल से निकलती है असर रखती है. Try to make an impact, not just to say. So let's welcome our first project speaker. She is president of the club and she has been an inspirational leader for us. She has been leading this club since last year. Madam President Wafa Khan. She is an educationist and seasoned Toastmaster. Let's go to her. Lekin, before that, I wanted to, before going to Toastmaster Wafa, I wanted to, who is the evaluator actually? Okay, so Dr. Amraji, would you like to share the agenda for Toastmaster Wafa?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So this is actually the international speech. So the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and there is no purpose speech. It's just because it's a rehearsal for the international speech. Time is 5 to 7 minutes.
So before moving on to Toastmaster, thank you, Omema. Before moving on to Toastmaster Wafa, yeah. So Toastmaster Wafa, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Am I audible? I can't hear you though.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so before you start your project speech, I wanted to ask you, how does public speaking enhances your self-confidence and self-esteem, and why is that important to you? 30 seconds.
What a question. 30 seconds. I'm going to start my timer. All right.
Yeah.
Why is it important for me? मैं अपना recent experience आपसे share करना चाहती हूँ. बहुत सी चीजें, I'm trying to do a lot of things, and हर चीज के लिए करने के लिए आपको confidence चाहिए होता है. अब मैंने एक चीज एहसास की कि कहीं self esteem और confidence अगर आपका elevated ना हो और एक level पे ना हो, तो आपके पास बड़े से बड़े ideas हो, आप एक बड़ी से बड़ी team को lead कर रहे हो, you never get where you want to get. Public speaking gave me a lot of confidence. A positive, constructive feedback helped me gain that. So I think I am where I am, and this is where I want to be. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wafaji. Now over to you for your project speech.
Hello. Hi, honey. I'm at Toastmasters. Yes. Can you bath the kids, please? Yes, bath them. No, not in the washing machine. Can you please bath them in the tub? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I heard people like those who are like them. But I married someone who isn't like me. Yes, indeed. I'm married. And like everybody else, I play the battle of annoyment. He annoys me and I annoy him. He annoys me by eating a lot and I annoy him by not cooking at all. They say opposites attract. They are right. We did get attracted. We both are opposites. I come from the south and he comes from the north. I am a minimalist and he is a collector. I love my pancakes in the morning, but he loves his parathas. I don't like tea, and he never starts a day without tea. I don't take decisions, but he is a good decision maker. I am the clever one, and he is a dinosaur. You know, when you marry your high school love, you grow together. You experience things together. And they say you gain wisdom together. Well, sometimes. I thought he had gained wisdom one day when he decided that he would go out and do some shopping. So he went out, came half a day later with a car full of food, and that could serve the whole town, because he believed food is the pergola to a man's heart. We both come from diverse cultures. So with that comes the challenges to live and adapt by. I thought getting married, it would be a fairy tale. It means I would live happily ever after. But then I wondered, what happens? Because how do you sustain a marriage to live happily ever after? How do you nourish it? What could you do to protect it? And each time I asked myself that question, I was like, I know, it's the looks. But wait, not after 40, 50. So what is it? Money. No, that goes away. I know, kids. 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. No, they grow up. So what is it? It must be fame, but definitely not fame. And ladies and gentlemen, each time I dug into this question, it came like, Wafa, you need to sustain your marriage by creating it, by having a roadmap that you could follow and leaving a good influence on your children. Marriage is all about purpose. It's about having a meaning to live together. It's also about having mercy and give. Well, I do believe that he should still give me his credit card and have mercy on me when I don't cook. Just like that, today on Valentine's, I asked him to get me a flower, and he did. He got me a cauliflower. Ladies and gentlemen, marriage needs to have a purpose. It needs to have a meaning. Marriage asks us to introspect with endearment to get better. Marriage gives us strength to be united and coexist. So now, gratitude has become the accolade of our life. It's not the South or the North anymore. It's about living together. It's not about having parathas or pancakes. It's about sharing what we have. It's not about taking decisions and not being able to take decisions. It's about making them together. It's about sharing what we have. And when it comes to kids, we have kids who are clever and they look like dinosaurs. Ladies and gentlemen, this world is a nexus to global village. It's all about what you practice and what you become. It's about giving yourself a meaning and a purpose. It's about growing. It's about minimizing the differences. And like we say, you become with what you practice, and you sustain that. Do you practice the differences of creed and color, or do you practice peace and harmony? So let me ask you, is it about me, my, or myself? Is it about me or you together? It reminds me, we are the world to make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. And ladies and gentlemen, join with me. We are the world. We make a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are choices we're making, and we're saving our own lives to make a better place for you and me. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. What a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Wafa Khan. So, the Toastmasters, they say there are 3 types of speeches. A speech, the one which you prepared, wo speech jo aapne taiyar ki. The speech that you wanted to deliver, wo speech jo aap dena cha rahe the. And then the speech that you actually delivered. So there are 3 types of speeches. A speech well delivered, Toastmaster Wafa, well done on that. Let's get some feedback from the audience. So please feel free to share feedback in chat with the speaker. Before moving on to our next speaker, I wanted to share with you something, and that is words are, of course, the most powerful drug used by mankind. Words are the most powerful drug used by mankind. That is the most powerful. It brings us, happiness. We can express ourselves. Life is very limited. We need to express ourselves in a better way. What we think. So if we cannot express our feelings, what we think, what our goal is, we are not going to get any support. So let's move on to our next speaker. And before moving on to next speaker, I will request the evaluator, Toastmaster Adnan, to share with us the speak objectives for the speaker. And also, I will ask, taking the opportunity from a seasoned Toastmaster Adnan, I would like to hear from you that what advice would you give to someone who has just started public speaking? 30 seconds for you to comment on that, and then share the objective of the speech. Yeah, please. We wanted to hear from you. What advice would you give to someone who has just started public speaking?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Maruf. Well, I would say every child who is born is a natural speaker. We as a society ask him to shut up. Don't do this, or don't say this, don't do this. And then our whole life, we started to get out of that shell. So think that you're a child, think that you are natural, think that you are genuine, and you are. I mean, there's no photocopy of you. Your DNA, I mean, your fingerprints is marvelous. So believe in yourself and do it. Forget about the society, forget about the shut up calls. I mean, we have lived enough of under that fear. So do whatever you love, say whatever you want, unless you're not harming someone, that's okay. So that's the advice. For Toastmaster Eisa, I believe it's not from a project module, so it's an international speech. The time is 5 to 7 minutes, and I will try to give my humble feedback on that, and I wish you all the best. The title of his speech is Beginning of a New Beginning. Toastmaster Eisa, Beginning of a New Beginning.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm the eldest of my 7 siblings. My parents got married in their late teens or early 20s. So my father was a young Army officer. He was an avid moviegoer. He would watch movies in the cinemas, mostly first day, first show. And he would take me along most of the time. And we loved watching action movies on this big silver screen. Bam, bam. Growing up in my elementary years, I was a brilliant student. I loved maths, but this was about to change as we moved to a new neighbor. There I was bullied by this rambunctious hooligan teenager, a spoiled brat, if you will. But I used to keep my wits about myself until one fateful day that I was caught off guard. I was returning back from the grocery store and I saw this obnoxious guy holding a real pellet gun in his hand and trying to shoot around the bushes, apparently hunting birds. I tried to nimble my way to my home, but I came under his radar. He pointed the gun at me, and believe me, that petrified me. I had no choice, but I ran into my neighbor's home. It was an open gate. I ran in, I tried to open one door, second door, third door, but to my dismay, all doors were locked. This thug managed to corner me. He raised the gun on my face. I told him, stop, please don't do that. I'm just a 10-year-old boy. Why do you want to do this to me? He mercilessly pulled the trigger. Bam! And I collapsed. I woke up under the surgical light surrounded by doctors. The bullet was stuck in my forehead. It was few mm above my eye. Thankfully, I survived. But the impact was profound. I suffered from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I couldn't study anymore. My math became 0. At the bus stand, I used to tell my mom, Mom, please don't send me to school. She would smack me and tell me, get in the bus, boy. I flunked tests. I started smoking. I went from bunking 1 class in 3 days to 3 consecutive weeks in a row. I will never forget the day that I was caught red-handed when I bunked the school in my uniform to go and watch this movie. First day, first show. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. But while exiting, the lights were on. Guess whom I bumped into? That avid moviegoer. My dad. Yes. We had eye contact. He was baffled. In fact, flabbergasted. He took few steps toward me and put his hand on my shoulder and looked at me and said, Son, we were supposed to be partners in crime. You didn't have to bunk the school. We could have done this together. I giggled a little bit, but then on a serious note, I promised my dad that I will never, ever bunk again. But the damage had already been done. I failed in my 9th grade. But something miraculous was about to happen. An angel-like teacher descended upon our school, and she was given this duty to manage an event by the principal. And I was asked to help her out, decorate the stage, which I sincerely did, and the event went successful. So she saw the bright side in me, as well as understood about my academic failure. She decided to step forward and help me out. She met my parents, and they started arranging special tuition classes for me. She made me a prefect, and soon I became the house captain. She encouraged me to take up some sports, so I took up basketball, And soon I became the basketball school captain. I passed my 9th grade, and the following year, I passed my 10th grade as well. My teacher was blown away with my extraordinary performance. So she called me one day and told me, Eisa, listen, I want to give you a gift. Tell me, what do you want? I thought for a moment, then I looked at her and I said, ma'am, I adore your sunglasses. Do you mind me keeping them? Without a second thought, she took them off, put them in the case, and handed them over to me. By the way, those glasses were genderless. You don't believe me? I'm going to prove it to you right away. Da-da! There we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's been over 30 years now, and I'm keeping these sunglasses very close to my heart, and they are these classic Ray-Bans. I keep them very close to my heart and wouldn't trade the whole world for them. I owe my teacher an incalculable debt of gratitude. She was a beacon of light to usher a child with a broken skull in the right direction. She went on doing this for another 3 or 4 decades before she retired. Somewhere along the way, we must learn that there is nothing greater than helping others, said Martin Luther King Jr. PMOD. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
What a great speech you have delivered.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, so let's have the timers report. And for timers report, let's move on to Toastmaster Omema. She will share with us the timers report for the speakers. Yeah.
For the first speech, it was 7 minutes, 30 seconds and 12 nanoseconds. And for the second speech, it was 6 minutes and 26 seconds. So
Both are qualified?
both
Both qualified. Great. So, okay. No worries. So, yeah. So, both of the speakers have qualified. They have closed their speeches within the allocated time. So, you have seen that both our speakers were focused on audience. And this is a requirement of public speaking. As we celebrate love of public speaking, these are some of the important things that I wanted to share with you. Whenever you are given a stage or an opportunity to speak in public, we need to know who our audience is. That's the first thing. And then don't try to pass information just for the sake of sharing something. No, as I shared earlier, we need to create an impact. There should be a successful outcome of every word that we say. We should mean it. Every line should have a meaning. Being a good public speaker can enhance our reputation, boost our self-confidence, and open countless opportunities. So it's really important to know the knowledge of audience, their interest, and the expected outcome of the speech. I hope I'm making some sense over there and sharing some helpful tips for you. Let's move on. Now, we are going to experience an interesting session of the evening, and for the benefit of guests, you all will have an opportunity to speak over here. It's going to be an interesting segment of the meeting, which is the table topics, because anytime we are, we are called to speak, not every time we will get an opportunity to prepare for that. It happens in family life, in personal matters, in official meetings. We are sometimes called upon just come and share your thoughts. So Toastmasters provides us an opportunity to practice this, the impromptu speaking. But in organizational structure and organizational environment, whenever we are called for speaking, we should know the current status of the business. We should know the current affairs. We should know what are the topics being discussed during the meeting so that we can speak. That is really important. So whenever you go for a meeting, try to look at the current facts and figures before going for any business meetings. It will help you to speak impromptu, on your foot. So let's call Toastmaster Umema to give some interesting topics for the speakers. You'll be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak and 10 seconds to prepare. Okay. So let's move on to Toastmaster Umema. Over to you. Thank you.
Oh, cool. So do I randomly choose anyone or will someone volunteer to do this? What do? Do we just really just choose anyone? Oh, I like this. We already have a volunteer actually. So we'll just definitely go ahead with them first. Toastmaster Usman Mufti, I have a table topic for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. Okay, so the topic is, if you could live anywhere besides where you live now, where would it be? I'll repeat that. If you could live anywhere besides where you live now, where would it be? And your 30 seconds start now.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very warm good evening to you all. Okay. So if I am not a well-traveled person, by the way, but wherever I've traveled, I've liked Turkey a lot. And especially in Turkey, I've liked Istanbul a lot because there's a lot of history, Islamic history over there. And it's best of East and West, If you go, there are two, especially in Istanbul, if you cross Bosphorus Bridge, you are in Asia, the other continent. And if you cross the bridge on the other side, so you will be in Europe. So you get both the cultures, okay? At the same time, you get our religious touch as well. So weather-wise, people are really nice, and they're always welcoming. As far as they always welcome as a tourist to everyone. And we Pakistanis had a long relationship with them since Ottoman Empire and everything. So they give a special treatment. So whenever I go there, I feel at home, and I think there's a lot of religious culture, and you can. And since I'm a foodie person, so I like food, different variety of food. So I think I would love to stay over there and spend my time, and maybe if I get an opportunity, if my wife agrees, maybe I'll shift over there too. Okay. Over to the Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Who do I hunt next?
Yes.
Yes, please then. Okay. So my question for you is, how would you advise someone to attend their first Toastmasters meeting?
I already did that. Yeah. Do you have other topic?
I do.
Yeah, please.
Okay, what's more important, speaking or listening?
Okay. Thank you so much. I believe listening is more important because now we've seen everyone is speaking and no one is listening. So that's create a problem. So if you're a good listener, what's going around you, what other people's expectations are, I mean, you can feel people from their perspective as well. What's empathy is all about. Everyone is talking and no one is listening. And at the end of the day, I mean, there's a chaos, there is noise, there is, like you call it hangama hai sheher mein kyun barpa. It's like when everyone is talking, you feel like you're in a fish market, you're not in a society. So it's the need of the hour that we started listening to each other. We started giving respect to each other. If you see the society, if you see a family, if a family who is, if everyone is giving importance to others, that family is something which you look at it as your ideal family. So if you build that kind of family, obviously you will have a better society. Over here, in Toastmaster, what we practice is not about, like just talking. It's mainly about the feedback that we are here for. And that's how we improve, like where you need to speak, where you need to pause, where you need to change your subject, or, like make it better. So it's all about listening, and then it's about talking. So with this, I hand over the stage back to our table topics.
Okay, we have two more. Mr. Shakil, we'd like you to. I think maybe this topic, how would you, okay, please, how would you advise someone to attend their first Toastmasters meeting? I really want to see this one.
अच्छा, मैं पहली चीज तो ये कि मुझे वाकई बहुत मजा आ रहा है, क्योंकि ये इट्स अ वंडरफुल एक्टिविटी, और आई एम श्योर बस से जिसने भी ये शुरू किया है उसको सलाम। तो और जो बाकी सारे लोग जो इस सबको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, उन सबको भी मेरी तरफ से बहुत मुबारकबाद। दो तीन चीजें मैं कहूँगा। एक तो ये कि प्रेजेंटेशन या पब्लिक स्किल्स के अंदर दो तीन चीजें बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं, जो मैं इत्तेफाक से कहीं जब कराची ग्रामर स्कूल में पढ़ाता था, तो वहाँ मुझे ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाने का मौका भी मिला। सबसे पहली चीज तो ये कि आपके ऑडियंस में बैठे हुए सारे लोग आपकी तरफ मुतवज्जह नहीं होंगे, जैसे कि आपने भी कहा। लोग जो होंगे वो आमतौर पर सो जाते हैं। आप कैसे उन लोगों को इंगेज कर सकते हैं, दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट। आप किस तरीके से अपने हर ऑडियंस के, अपने हर मेंबर को अपने साथ अटैच करेंगे, दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट। तो एक बात अगर मैं इसके एग्जांपल लें, तो मूवीज के अंदर आमतौर पे अगर आप गौर करें, तो मूवीज में जब कोई अदाकार किसी बात को कहने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा होता है, और डायरेक्टर की ख्वाहिश होती है कि वो ज्यादा इम्फोसाइज करे, तो वो कैमरे को आहिस्ता आहिस्ता उसकी तरफ, उसका जो वो होता है फोकस, वो बढ़ना शुरू होता है, और आखिर में बिल्कुल उसका चेहरा रह जाता है। जबकि डायरेक्टर की ख्वाहिश होती है कि ये वर्ड जो आपने सोचने की बात ये है कि जब आप पब्लिक स्पीकिंग कर रहे हैं, या जब आप कोई प्रेजेंटेशन कर रहे हैं, या कोई इवन आप पढ़ा रहे हैं, तो उस सूरत में टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग वो कैमरा तो मूव नहीं करेगा। तो सवाल ये है कि फिर आपकी ऑडियंस आपकी तरफ कैसे मुतवज्जह होगी। तो टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग जो आपकी पिच है आवाज की, वो आवाज की पिच एक्चुअली उस कैमरे के फोकस की को एक्चुअली वो करती है। आपकी पिच, आपकी बात करना, और आपके पॉजेज, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। व्हेन यू पॉज एक्चुअली, सेकेंडली द थर्ड थिंग इज बेसिकली पिच ऑफ योर वॉइस। जब आप एक बात कर रहे हैं, मतलब अभी मैंने यहाँ 3 लोगों की स्पीच सुनी है, the most important thing which I was noticing is whatever you're saying is your experiences, or whatever you were saying, that was something different. But the point is कि वहां पे बात करने के दौरान आपकी आवाज की पिच, क्योंकि लोग जो सुनने के लिए आए हैं वो एक्चुअली आपको सुनने के लिए आए हैं, उनको इस बात से कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है कि उस बात में आप कितनी बड़ी बात करने जा रहे हैं, उनको पता भी नहीं है, आपको पता है। लिहाजा जो चीज आप कहने चाहते हैं, जो चीज आप बताना चाहते हैं, उस चीज के अंदर आपकी आवाज की पिच और वर्ड्स कितने ज्यादा एम्फसाइज कर रहे हैं अपनी बात को, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। बहरहाल ये दिस इज माय मैसेज। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Are we good? Do you want one more, or we're good? We're good?
We have a guest
Okay.
online, Faiza Khanum.
Oh, great. Ms. Faiza, would you like to give us an impromptu speech? I have a topic for you. In 2 years.
Sure, I'll try.
Great. Right, I think it's a difficult one, but let's give it a go. Okay, should public speakers practice writing? I'll repeat that. Should public speakers practice writing? And we give you 10 seconds to prepare and your 30 seconds.
So, rules,
Hmm.
1 minute, minimum 1, maximum 2,
Two.
and then 30 seconds to run it.
30 seconds. So you have maximum 2 minutes. The green light flashes at 1 minute, yellow at 2, and red at 3, and 2:30.
1:30 and
Okay, red at 2 minutes, and then you have 30 seconds to, yeah. Are you ready?
Okay, let me try.
Okay, should public speakers practice writing? Your 30 seconds start now. We put you.
Speaking or writing? What's best for me? Well, I'm confused. Let me think about it. To be honest, I believe both are the ways of expressing your feelings and emotions. Both of these are ways how you convey your message. And it's always important how you really deliver your message, your ways. So both are equally important. Speaking is something that you deliver more confidently if you have mind map, if you have points in your mind. And for me, it's always good if I write those points down to make it more organized, to make it more visible for myself, and to keep in my mind what exactly should be the sequence, because I'm a person who is more organized and more detail oriented. Yeah, I can speak. Like right now, I was not prepared for this topic, so I started speaking, and I'm trying to convey my message. But yes, if I had a chance to write down my important points, that would be better. So public speakers should write their points before speaking to have more confidence while delivering their speech, while connecting to the audience, to make it more powerful, to make it more convincing. And yeah, I think I need to stop talking now. I don't know how much time it is, but yeah, I was ready for this much only. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Oh,
So thank you, Toastmaster Amema. Really interesting, wonderful table topic session that you have conducted. Now let's go for timer's report to Dr. Amra. But before going to Dr. Amra and before you present the timer's report, I've got a question for you. And this is a really important question. And I really, really wanted to hear from you, your opinion on this. And audience, this is something I want you all to listen carefully. Okay, so I want to ask you, what are some of the greatest misconceptions about public speaking and how do you address those? Some misconceptions, because there are lots of misconceptions about public speaking and how you address that. Since you are a seasoned Toastmaster, we would like to hear from you, from your experience. Thank you. And then you can present the timer's report.
Okay, the misconceptions about public speaking. I think I can't think of any misconceptions about public speaking. The only thing I know is that it is true, at least for me, that it is something very fearful, and I was. But yes, one misconception that I must say is that this is a fear that can be overcome by practicing and by just taking the first step. And I'm a living example of that, and my colleagues who have seen me before and after can vouch for that. So I think that is the biggest misconception that I consider, and we can overcome it for sure. So if you all have a fear of public speaking, just join the Toastmasters and join Pakistan Association Dubai Toastmasters.
Thank you.
Okay, so the timers report, Usman Mufti took 1 minute and 26 seconds. Adnan Ali took 1 minute and 48 seconds, qualified. Shakil Saab took 2 minutes and 17 seconds, qualified. And Faiza took 1 minute and 57 seconds, qualified. So we will soon be sharing a poll. So everyone can vote for that. Who do you think has done the best public speaking? And you can even vote for yourself as well. So President Toastmaster Wafa will be sharing the poll soon in that. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amra Shah. As you all heard, public speaking is not something we cannot overcome. As Dr. Amra said, If you have fear of public speaking, come and join Toastmasters and Pakistan Association Dubai Toastmasters Club. Now we come to a interesting, wonderful session, which is break. So we need to take some rest, tea and samosas. They'll be here, and online guests and Toastmasters, please take a break of a few minutes, like 5-6 minutes, and then we'll be back. So let's meet after the break. Thank you. 10 minutes break. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And the guests online, अभी हम 10 minute बाद मिलेंगे. That's a good time to go and pray or have a snack. See you soon.
अभी evaluation हो रही है, so बगैर Toastmasters के आपने बड़ी अच्छी evaluation दी है। मैंने भी देनी है evaluation। वो तो है।
Hi everyone, we are back. Hi everyone. We are back. Welcome back. Let's continue with the agenda. So I hope you all enjoyed the break. Now, let's go on to the next session, which is the evaluations. So for evaluations for speaker one, I would like to invite Dr. Amra Shah to do the evaluation for the speaker one. This is actually the feedback of the speech, and it is a structured feedback that the speaker will receive from their evaluator. So over to you, Toastmaster Amraji, for the evaluation of the first speaker, which is Toastmaster Wafa Khan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, What a wonderful speech we all have just witnessed, aren't we? So it was a well-constructed speech, starting from the title, which is Opposite Attracts. So I'm going to divide my feedback or evaluation into two things: the content and the delivery. So first of all, I'll go with the content. It was structured. It opened with a question, which is a great way of connecting with the audiences. It was a personal story. It had humor in it, and there was a dialogue. There was a prompt in there as well, and there was at the end a purpose in her story. So well constructed content with a purpose. Now I'll come to the presentation, how the presentation of the speech was. So first of all, we'll divide it into voice modulation. It has the pitch was high and low, depicting the emotions into the of that one. There were appropriate pauses into the delivery. There was excitement at appropriate levels, and as I said, that the pauses, appropriate pauses, were there. And as it has been said, that the music is in between the silence of the notes. But here, what I have also noticed is that at points the pauses were a little bit too long, and we were just kind of waiting that what is coming next there. The next thing is the hand gestures. She had got a very appropriate hand gestures that she was doing, and in pointing at different things. One thing that if I was doing this, that I would put a lot of attention to it, but then again, this comment should be taken with the reservation, because it's an online thing, and when we are looking at people, it's different. You have got a stage, but on online it's very, very limited. However, what I've noticed is that to put emphasis, you were coming forward and backwards a little bit more. What my suggestion here would be that to use it on sideways, because coming front and then going back on the screen was a little bit, what's the word I should be using here, getting a little bit too closer. The other thing that I would like to suggest here is, again, this is a little bit different when we do it on the online thing. So divide it into start with the center. The first bit you do it in one stage, then you move and you're doing the second part in the middle, and then the third part in the other, and then you conclude in the middle. So to summarize, excellent speech, well structured with humor and a purpose, and adjust stage use, and congratulations on the winning speech. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amaraji. So now let's move on to the next evaluator, which is a seasoned Toastmaster. I've already asked him a question, so no more questions now. Let's go straight to the evaluation for our second speaker, Toastmaster Eisa. So over to you, Toastmaster Adnan, to do the evaluation for Toastmaster Eisa.
Well, every great story has different elements. It has a plot, it has characters, it has drama, it has like hero, it should have a villain, it should have some setbacks, challenges, and then the hero emerges, and then you kind of overcome those obstacles and challenges, and then you emerge as a winner. So this story has all those elements, tick mark being a great story. I would say the points that I love about your speech was your enthusiasm, your energy that was there. Your vocabulary was amazing. I love the way that you describe like you kind of portray the story. Like, for example, you gave the example of like gun, and then you mentioned the element that he shoots you and all those elements. So which were really great. Also, like you went back in time and you showed about your you talked about your childhood, your father. There was this guy who was a bully, and there's this teacher, and then you yourself, and then you were there, and then you went down, and then someone helped you, and then you came back. So it's all well connected story. The things that you could have worked, in my humble opinion, was maybe the pitch, the voice pitch, which was kind of monotonous. There should have been few lows which you can tone it down, or maybe like bring it up. So that one thing that you could work. The second thing which I felt, you ended your speech in 6 minutes and 26 seconds. You have ample time to do a more like a proper ending, because I felt like it was an abrupt ending. You just quoted with the theme like that, like helping and greatness and all, but it should have been much more. You could have given at least 30, 40, 50 seconds to that to make it much more impactful. The whole concept boils down to your closing, where you're making an final impact. So, and also most of the time your hands were like this, the way I am, which shows that you're a bit, like having a lack of confidence, which I'm portraying it right now, but it should be mostly your hands should be like down. And whenever you want to do something, then you can do it like this. But normally it should be open and like this. So if I were to summarize it, you have a great story. It has all the characters, all the elements of a great story, from like a villain to a hero. And then and there's another point which I want to also mention, because when you're characterizing, your teacher is the main character in your story. But I mean, if you were to portray him, like, for example, if we're reading a story, then at least few seconds of description of her personality, the way she looked, the way she talked, maybe that could have added a bit of color to the story as well. So yes, like the pitch, the voice pitch, the ending should have not been abrupt, should have at least 30, 40 seconds, which you can work on your overall theme of your story. It would have been, like much better in my humble opinion. So all the best. Thank you.
Toastmaster Adnan. Dear fellow Toastmasters, so now we have a couple of more sessions before we go for the general evaluation. So for now, let's hear from the timer, Dr. Amra, on the timer's report for both of the evaluators.
And the second evaluator is 3 minutes and exact 30 seconds.
Wow, great. So both of them qualified. And then, oh, no worries, no worries. So let's move on to Toastmaster Wafa for the grammarian report. Grammarian is a person who keeps track of कि हमने क्या mistakes किए, हमने क्या error किए, हमारे लिए सीखने में क्या है. Okay, and then we'll also request Toastmaster Wafa Khan to do the listening master also. So 2 roles for you. Toastmaster Wafa, over to you.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the evening. Right, well, I haven't been listening so well, so I haven't performed my roles, honestly. I do have a pen and paper, so I couldn't take down the notes on grammarian and as well as the listening part. So I'm going to pass on to the polls now. Agar ijazat ho, should I go for the voting? Main links page no? Acha. So we've got 2 links. It's on Mentimeter. मैं भी आपको display कर देती हूँ links को. और उन 2 links पे kindly everyone can vote for the best speaker, for the best table topic speaker, and the evaluator. तो सबसे पहले मैं शेयर करती हूँ स्पीकर की लिंक. Okay.
Where have you sent, Wafa?
Yes, I'm just copying the link and then I'm going to share it in the group, and as well as the code is, if you are on Mentimeter, it's 59798628. So let me post it in the group too.
Sorry, where have you?
Do you want me to repeat it?
No, where is the, how do we get into the Mentimeter?
I'm going to share the link in the group. It goes in the guest group as well. Have you all received it? I can't hear you. Have you all received it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So आप vote कर सकते हैं. I'm going to share another link क्योंकि मैंने आपको बताया कि 2 links हैं. So I'm going to share another link, which is for the best table topic speaker and the evaluator. Those online, आप लोग शायद मैं guest के लिए यहाँ पे भी डाल देती हूँ on the screen.
So are you sending the second one as well?
I'm sending the second one. I hope you received by now. And for the guests online, आप इस पे vote कर सकते हैं. I've shared it in the chat box. Or best speaker का भी मैं share कर.
You can vote for yourself as well.
Yes, you can vote for yourself. Thank you, Dr. Mandra. So guests online, आप कर सकते हैं. Before we move on to our general evaluator, I'll hand it over. I'll hand the stage back to our Toastmaster of the evening. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Maru.
Did you get the results?
The results at the end.
But you have received them, yeah?
मुझे आपकी आवाज कम आ रही है.
आपको रिसीव हो गए?
मुझे let me have a look. मुझे लगता है जी मुझे रिसीव हो रहे हैं. अब 5 लोगों ने वोट कर दिया मेरे इसके मुताबिक.
And Toastmaster Wafa about grammarian report or
जी मैं बिल्कुल नहीं सुना.
no worries. I think we all are good at grammar. So we all are here to make mistakes. Let's continue to learn from our mistakes and let's continue to make mistakes because mistakes will make us perfect. Let's continue our journey. Now, moving on. Few things there are 2 pages left. So I still have, a few things to share with you. When it comes to public speaking, it is sad. Date with greats. You can only learn from genius. People who are great speakers, try to listen to them and listen to them carefully. Let's try to learn from them. And second thing, most important one, know your audience, as we discussed already. Then try to tell stories. The messages that we convey in form of stories, we cannot say it in simple words. We can always try to tell stories. There is an art of storytelling, and in Toastmasters, we have some sessions on storytelling also. Try asking questions when someone is speaking, and if you get an opportunity, don't hesitate to ask questions. No question is, they say, no question is wrong, no question is incorrect, no question is, so always try to ask questions. And also, don't look for approval from audience. sometimes whenever we want to say something, and if we look at one person sitting in audience who is not focusing on us, we, get disappointed and we lose our confidence. So our confidence is within us. The speaker has its own confidence in himself. So it's developing a self-confidence. Believe in yourself, not look for approval from audience. Let's try to convey the message and create an impact. These were few of the important points I wanted to share with you before moving on to our general evaluator of the evening, which is a seasoned Toastmaster, a banker by profession. He has been a Toastmaster since many years in Dubai, I think more than 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. I have learned a lot from him. He is always ready to volunteer. Great speaker. I have learned lots of things from him. Let's move on to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Usman Mufti. But Toastmaster Usman Mufti, I wanted to ask you something for the benefit of the audience, and for me also. We wanted to learn from you few things. Since you have been a Toastmaster since more than 10 years, I believe, what are some of the biggest challenges you have faced in your public speaking journey, and how have you overcome them? We wanted to hear from you, Toastmaster Usman Mufti. What are some of the biggest challenges you have faced in your public speaking journey, and how have you overcome them? So for general evaluation and to share some feedback on this question, over to you, Toastmaster Usman Mufti.
Fellow Toastmaster and guests, the biggest challenge which I was facing was that I joined a club in Abu Dhabi where it was formed in 1995. So all the members over there was over 25 years, 20 years, they're members. So when me and my wife, we joined the club, so they wanted us to go with the fast pace. So there have been instances, opportunities when in these competitions, I was a target speaker in division contest. I was being asked to deliver a speech in front of maybe some 100 people or 50, 80 people in Abu Dhabi. So that was the challenge. But at the same time, I have learned a lot from that opportunity, and later I could develop my skills, and now it's been I will complete this is my 14 years almost finished, and the journey is still on and on and on. Thank you very much. Now I will start my role as a general evaluator. So am I audible? Can you listen? Okay. So being a general evaluator, my job is to evaluate the proceedings of the meetings. Okay. My job is not to evaluate how the speakers did, because they have already been evaluated by their evaluators, but I will talk about the overall thing. So let's start first with the timings. I think we are very well disciplined, because in Toastmasters, the main thing is the timing is very important. We should start at the meeting on time and we should end the meeting on time. So that has been done really well. And the follow-up was started by our senior Toastmaster, Madam Amra, and Madam Wafa in the group also. And she personally called us each and every, which we really appreciate that. And that even makes us disciplined also. So we started on time, and most probably we'll finish the meeting on time as well. And the start of the meeting from the Sergeant did roll really well, remember. And then after that, I would just suggest to bring some humor when you start the meeting, or you give us some updates, like what is happening in Dubai, or like about the weather, or how was the traffic, something which is something different to charge up the audience. Okay, so it should not only just to come and just read out the this rules and regulations and mission of this of the club. We should have some other things also which can boost up the energy of the audience. So, but you did your job really well. And after that, our dear President Wafa, she opened up the meeting with with a lot of enthusiasm and everything, and about she discussed about the how everyone has done during the contest, what was the performance, what value it has been added, what value has been added for our members in the club, and have they learned a lot from that from that contest, and the achievements of our club. So very well done. Then our I will get back to the TMOD role at last, okay, because the thing is, first we'll discuss about the proceeding of the meeting. So then the word of the day was very nice. The transcripts, everything, the what you call the PowerPoint slide was visible. Even the word was very interesting, very easy to talk about. Even the antonyms, synonyms, then this the sentences were very it was very clear. But since we have our strength is very low, so if we would have more members were there and they would have used this word during the meeting, so we would have done proper justification. But still, the word was very nice, and it has been a new addition to our dictionary. So after that, then we had our prepared speeches, which has already been evaluated. But the speeches were amazing, and I wish all the very best to our speakers to the division contest, and we pray for them so they should win over there and bring ours to our club. So that was amazingly done. Then again, the table topic session was very well conducted by Madam Toastmaster Mema. Very interesting topics, and yours truly was the first speaker to get the opportunity. So it was very well done for by each and every speaker, even our guest, from I think Mr. Shakil, probably, am I right? Mr. Shakil is the name of our guest. Okay, so he has just discussed with us about how how should this table topic session should be conducted, and about public speaking, and now being a professor and being a teacher, he has given us some additional tips which we will definitely incorporate in our next meetings. So all the speakers did really well. I would suggest we should introduce, because in my club, other club, we are doing this thing, we should have an evaluation session for the table topics also. But that we have to take out some time for it. There should be an evaluator who should evaluate the table topics. Okay, so let's in the next meeting, let's try to get an evaluators who can evaluate. So that will be great. So after that, our evaluators, Toastmaster Adnan, I've seen him after a long time, and I'm very happy to see him, and I wish him that he should come and he should be present in our meetings. Okay, so lovely to see you. And then Madam Amra, you have done your role really well. You have done proper justification with your evaluation part. So I think the speakers, because they are most probably going to deliver these speeches in the contest, so it's a rehearsal for them. So it's a good initiative. And then after that, I think we should decide for the grammarian and everything from the beginning, so that the person who's performing that role should know about the role, so should pay attention to that role. So let's if the strength is more, so probably we can distribute role properly, and each member should have only one role rather than having different roles, so then it creates confusion. So now I would like to come back. Timer did a very good job, so we could see the red, green, amber lights during the course of the meeting. And then I will come back to our Toastmaster of the evening, and in very interesting theme, new things which we have learned, and the way he expressed, and the way he came in front of us over the stage, and like we were all engaged, audience engaged because of that. And everybody was asked, he was given a question before starting, before he or she started his role. So we were all fully engaged. Very interesting theme, and I think you have all the qualities to become a good leader, a good TMOD. Only thing is we have to just take initiative over and over in the course of the meeting. So I think let's have a big round of applause for our TMOD, please. Why I would like to say, because this role is not very easy. I have been doing these roles since so many years. You have to prepare yourself. You have to coordinate with your ExCo members. You have to coordinate with the members of the club, assigning them roles, preparing agenda. So it's not easy. So I think he's the captain of the ship, so he a presiding officer. So it's a big thing for all. It was done amazingly. So with that, I think, and definitely I was not there because I just reached from Lahore, so I couldn't. I promised Madam Amra that I'm going to attend the meeting in person, because since I traveled from this, I couldn't, come. But I hope we will get our delivery of samosas, before the meeting ends. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the snacks and everything. So with that, I would like to hand over the stage back to, I think, our president, Madam Toastmaster Wafa. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, General Validity. I think the stage goes to Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster
Okay,
Maruf,
sorry, Mr. Maruf.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our G, for a wonderful evaluation of the meeting. Fellow Toastmasters, we are celebrating our love for public speaking, and that's the reason why we all are here. It's always really, good to see you all gathering in this club. I have learned a lot from this, my journey in Toastmasters. I've gained the self-confidence. I couldn't speak few words even. I remember a few years back. I was a person who couldn't even complete two sentences on the stage. And now you can see I'm at least able to speak, a couple of few sentences at least. So, which is great. It is Toastmasters. I always regret I did not find this platform in beginning of my career. If I would have found that, I would have been a different person. I would have been a different level in my professional and personal, life. So thank you so much for, being here. We all learn from each other. Now, without any further questions, let's move on to our club president, Toastmaster Wafa, for closing of the meeting and for awards. So over to you, Toastmaster Wafa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a great and wonderful session by our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Maruf. Zabardast. मतलब इसको कहते हैं डेडिकेशन, क्योंकि ये बाइलिंगुअल क्लब है और हम इंग्लिश में भी बात कर सकते हैं, उर्दू में भी बात कर सकते हैं. तो आई एम गोना से दिस फ्रॉम माय हार्ट कि आपने एफर्ट करना, बीइंग डेडिकेटेड, आपकी प्रेजेंस वैल्यू होती है जब आप इवन डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट यू हैव बीन चैलेंज्ड, आपका गला खराब था. So thank you so much, our Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, आज की मीटिंग कैसी थी? Zabardast, exactly, and I agree. Zabardast थी. I am honored और मैं सीधा अपने गेस्ट की तरफ जाऊंगी. हमारे पास दो जेंटलमैन उधर बैठे हुए हैं. So I will go in the non-alphabetical order. Mr. Shakil first. आपको आज की मीटिंग कैसे लगी? अपना फीडबैक जरूर दें. And did you find it exactly जिस तरह आपने सोचा था?
डेफिनेटली जैसे मैंने शुरू में कहा था कि जब डॉक्टर शाह जो हैं वो अगर किसी चीज़ के लिए बुलाती हैं तो वो उसकी कोई ना कोई वर्थ होती है, अमूमन वो बेकार नहीं होती. तो पहला तो मेरा फीडबैक यही है कि जो आज की इवनिंग के लिए कि आई रियली एंजॉयड द एंटायर थिंग, जो भी हमने आज बातचीत की यहाँ पे, और इनफैक्ट बहुत कुछ आई एक्चुअली लर्न इट अ लॉट. और जो फीडबैक आया, जो डिस्कशन हुआ, उससे मैंने भी बहुत कुछ सीखा है उससे. और मुझे यकीन है कि मैं अपनी आगे, क्योंकि मुझे बहुत अपनी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेजेंटेशंस और स्पीकिंग करनी होती है, और बहुत ज़्यादा मुझे अक्सर यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में बुलाते हैं पेपरलेस के ऊपर बोलने के लिए. तो मुझे अक्सर ये मौका मिलता है कि जब 100-150 बच्चे सामने बैठे होते हैं और आप उसमें बात कर रहे होते हो. तो आज के इस इवेंट से मैंने भी बहुत कुछ सीखा है कि डेफिनेटली वो जो चीज़ें और जैसे उन्होंने वैल्यूएशन किया वो डेफिनेटली मेरे लिए भी एक था. दूसरा ये कि जैसे मैंने कहा कि मज़ा बहुत आया. ऑनेस्टली मैं ये सोच के बैठा था थोड़ी देर के लिए, अब बिल्कुल अगर मैं, क्योंकि मुझे कहीं जाना था, मेरी फैमिली का बार बार मैसेज आ रहा है, तो मैं ये सोच के बैठा हुआ था कि मैं थोड़ी देर के बाद फिर चला जाऊंगा, क्योंकि वहाँ वो लोगों के मैसेज आ रहे थे. लेकिन मज़ा इतना आ रहा था कि, और ख़ास तौर पे जो दोनों स्पीकर्स शुरू के जो थे हमारे, उनकी जो स्पीचेस थी वो इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग थी और मज़ेदार थी, और जिस तरीके से वो उसको प्रेजेंट कर रहे थे वो डेफिनेटली एक मज़ेदार एक्टिविटी था. तो मैंने आखिर तक एंजॉय किया, और आई एम रियली ग्रेटफुल टू डॉक्टर आमिरा जिन्होंने बुलाया, मुझे बताया इस इवेंट के बारे में. और आई विश ऑल द बेस्ट. आई डोंट नो वेदर आई विल इन दुबई नेक्स्ट टाइम जब कभी आप लोग करेंगे, बट ये
हम आपको अपनी गेस्ट लिंक ग्रुप में डाल देते हैं. वी विल शेयर द लिंक. तो एवरी सेकंड एंड फोर्थ ट्यूसडे ऑफ द मंथ में हमारी मीटिंग्स होती हैं, so you can join anytime.
मैं तो आई वुड लव टू, क्योंकि इस तरह के इवेंट्स में मुझे बहुत मज़ा आता है जहाँ पे आप डिफरेंट टॉपिक, डिफरेंट चीज़ें और अच्छे लोगों से मुलाकात होती है, जो कि आपको सिखाते भी हैं और आप खुद भी बहुत कुछ सीख रहे होते हैं. तो मैं आई रियली अप्रिशिएट डॉक्टर आमिरा, the president of this group. I must say the salute to you. आपने स्टार्ट किया माशाल्लाह, और ये किस तरह से, अगर मेरा ख्याल ये कि इसमें और लोग भी अगर आज आ जाएं तो ये इवेंट और मजेदार हो सकता है. So I just thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, our guest Shakil Saab. This credit goes to Ralph C. Smedley, जिन्होंने कई साल पहले अमेरिका में वहाँ पे फाउंड किया था ये क्लब को, and he realized that how we can all get together and professionally practice कर सकते हैं leadership skills को. So thanks to him, and we've got over 16,000 clubs all over the world. So there's a lot going on. So please हमारे club का जरूर हिस्सा बने. We would be really glad. ठीक है, let's go to our another guest who is, I mean, he has been a Toastmaster. I don't like calling him a guest, but it's good to see him. I feel like, you know, let's treat him like a guest today so that he gets the highlight and spotlight and the speaking time. Over to you, Adnan Saab. आपको कैसी लगी आज की मीटिंग?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम and thank you so much. एक बड़े अरसे के बाद 1 साल हो गया, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही लग रहा है जैसे पहले दिन था, वैसी हार्ट बीट और वही स्वेटिंग इन द हैंड्स, सेम फीलिंग. I mean I didn't even know कि मैं नेक्स्ट क्या कहूँगा, but it's great. So वो यही होता है कि जब आप continuously in practice तो you feel like आप एक flow में होते हैं और वो चीज़ें हो रही होती हैं. But yes, that's a skill, that's something which you, जिस तरह से वो एक बुक है कि always sharpen your saw, तो यही है, मतलब जंग लग जाता है आप पे, लेकिन if you keep on doing it then वो उसमें sharpness आ जाती है, you kind of get more into it and you get to know all the whole art of it, and लोगों को कैसे कन्विंस करना है, कैसे बात करनी है, कैसे अपनी बात का इम्पैक्ट डालना है. सो दैट इज़ बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, और अच्छा लगा आप सब लोगों से दोबारा मिल के एक लंबे अरसे के बाद, एंड इंशाल्लाह आते रहेंगे, हमारा घर है. बहुत शुक्रिया.
बिल्कुल, बेशक, एंड ब्यूटीफुली सेड अदान साहब, ये हमारा घर है, ये आपका घर है. We are here for the like-minded people, and you're one of those. So it's an amazing thing. Acha, let's move on. Before the results, I'd like to share a small thing. Like you know, I belong to educationist field. Or education mein one of my deputy heads ke saath baat ho rahi thi, and she said, so what did you do on a weekend? And I said to her that, oh yeah, I've got a club contest coming up, and do you know anything about Toastmasters? And she goes, oh yeah, I'm quite familiar with that. I've been a part of it. Ab ye baat goes back to in September, and she comes from North America, और वो बात बता रही थी कि किस तरह Toastmasters ने उनकी जिंदगी को shape किया. It got us into a conversation, and with our professional development happening every week sessions mein, she brings in Toastmaster skills. And it sounds so familiar. The appraisals, the positivity, the constructive feedback, the structure, the education sessions, and the humor. And it just tells me कि लोगों की जिंदगियां किस तरह बदलती हैं Toastmasters से. So this thing has a big hand. I just wanted to share. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our the results. I'm going to share my screen. So the best table topic speaker, you have voted. It is guest Faiza Khanam. And she's not here. Okay, but well done. She looked like an amazing speaker. I'm going to share the best evaluator. ये दोनों evaluators वाकई बहुत अच्छे हैं. Adnan Saab has mentored me and guided me throughout in this existing speech. Cauliflower ka idea bhi inhi ka tha, revealing the secret. Okay, so here it is. Both of you have done a great job. So you both have been the best evaluators. Well done. ये कोई इत्तेफाक नहीं है, हकीकत है. Okay, so let's move on to the best speaker. Eisa, I don't see you, but you know what? It's good to compete with you. It's good. It's good to compete with you. And we are there. So even though I get the best speaker, but you know what? You an amazing champ and I see you evolving. So let's do it together. Ek dusre ko push karte rahe. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You have voted. Thank you so much for making this meeting successful. As the president of this club, the power that has been vested in me, I close this session today. और इंशाल्लाह फिर मुलाकात होगी 102nd meeting में.
Can we take a group photo, please?
A group photo, जी. You can pause the. Oh, I can do that. हाँ कर दिया.